Hi, this is Steve. Welcome back to Scale Model Kit Review. In this video, I'll be featuring Eaglemoss's Aston Martin DB5. I am on issue 12, stage 45. Now, if you haven't done so already, head over to my Facebook group that I created specifically for this build, and there you can find that very famous screw chart, because as you know, with this kit, none of the screws are identified as you receive them in each packet. So with that, let's go ahead and get started on stage 45.
Bond. James Bond.
Welcome back. Let's look at the instructions for stage 45 for issue 12. And here's the instructions for stage 45. This is where we get to deal with the right door, or the driver's door. So we get to do some assembling here, obviously. We have about 4 steps involved with that. So let me get the parts out and we'll get started. Here's the parts pack for stage 45. And it's heavy, obviously. This is the driver's door in here, plus a few other pieces and parts, some more screws. So let me open this up, we'll get a closer look, and we'll get started. Here's a close-up of stage 45. We received, of course, the driver's door. We received P screws, M screws, and I screws. And like I was saying, the screws aren't marked in their bags, and you'll just have to try to figure that out. I talked about this in previous videos, but it's just a process of elimination. They actually tell you how many screws you receive in the instructions, and since we haven't looked at the P's yet, and we got 4 of those, it was obvious that that's what those were. And the M screws, I already had some of those from the previous stages, and I just did a little comparison and said, yep, that's an M screw. And then these silver ones look just like the I's, so that's the I's. We're supposed to have M's, I's, and P's according to the instructions. Now the door is metal. Look at the paint on that. I mean, it's perfect. Very nice. I mean, heck, my truck has more orange peel on it than this does, and my truck came that way from the factory. Here's the back side. Alright, so we'll get started on this build. I'll be right back. Step 1, we install the door lock mechanism. That's this right here. And we've got to do it on the other side, obviously. So to protect the door finish, I'm going to put it on a washcloth. Just like that. And then they want us to install it over here on the back edge of the door. And that simply lines up with that right there. We're going to be putting a I screw in, and we're putting an I screw into metal, so I'm going to use my Vaseline lip balm to lubricate the hole. And if you've watched my previous videos, you'll know why I'm doing it that way. It's actually makes it easier to put them in. That plain and simple. And we'll put this I screw in, and that happens to be this chrome colored screw here. Next, they want us to put the window frame in, and that's this right here. It's simply going to slot in on top, just like that. I'm going to go ahead and lubricate the holes there too. And we'll put it back in place there. They want us to use C-type screws. So those P's might actually be C's. And there we go. Nice and tight. They went in quite a bit with that. Next we install the hinge assembly, and we have a hinge retainer. Simply just goes into the slot like that. This lines up with that beveled edge on the bottom, so it's just going to line up with the alignment hole that we have there already. And we use an M-type screw. Lubricate it first. And we'll get that M screw started. There we go. That's what that looks like. And before we install the door panel, got to make sure that this is installed correctly, and the instructions tell you that there's an R on this hinge. Make sure it's towards the bottom of the door, which this is, because these are spaced out differently, so that R right there is towards the bottom. Okay, so we'll go ahead and put our door panel on, and it just snaps on. Just be a little patient with it, they say. And that is it. Our door panel is on. Looks like we have some points where we can screw it in, but they don't want us to do that just yet. I'll be right back. Here's what both completed doors look like. We completed the passenger door on our previous stage, and that looks fantastic. And now we just almost completed fully the driver's door, and got a few more items that needs to go into it obviously here, but that was a lot of fun, and I'm sure we'll be completing that in a little bit later, but I think they work great together there. That's all we do for stage 45. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you don't subscribe to my channel already, please subscribe. Hit the bell for all new video notifications. And if you need any tools or hobby supplies, check out my Amazon store. And lastly, subscribe to this as soon as you can before it sells out. So subscribe to it as soon as you can. Head over to Eaglemoss and do so. With that, happy modeling everybody. Take care.